Cross ExAnime episode 134. We're talking about our B-list this week.
Okay, Konosuba, Dr. Stone, Hell's Paradise, Dangerous in My Heart, and then finally skip and Loafer, or skip to Loafer, or skip in Loafer, or I don't know another synonym for that. Something like that. Hey, Konosuba, we talked about episodes, what is this? 7, 8?
Yes.
Or
7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9 on there. Was it 7, 8, 9?
Yes.
On there? I'm
Yes.
just trying to think in my head.
Yep.
We're back. And Megumi finally teleported. Well, last time we left out, Megumi teleported to the new town. She teleported to the town with all the crazy water people, the hot springs place, where luckily people aren't as crazy. So I wonder if, because remember Megumi's tactics of like getting people to join?
Mm-hmm. It's what they use in the original series.
I'm pretty sure that's what they use. And then they're just batshit crazy about recruiting people on there. Also, the like head priest, I don't remember his name.
Very perverted.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's molesting people, basically. It's like,
Maybe just a little bit.
I mean, more than a little bit on there. Have you seen him? He's like, yo, come here, officer. You know, it's like, we're going to arrest you. It's like, you're going to arrest me with your bosom out on there. And it's like, dude, settle down. Just chill out. There's no need to go and assault this woman out of no place on there.
He's a man of very strong convictions. Unfortunately, those convictions are inappropriate.
No, those convictions are statutory, sexual assault, statutory, just everything on there. Because nothing really happened in these episodes. Minus
Zesta.
What?
Zesta is his name.
Is he zesty?
Zesta.
Wow, I'm making a zesty sauce joke. Whatever. He was, so we met him. We met a whole bunch of other people from the church, which I don't believe you met him before in the original series. But you met the gal.
He's probably went to prison.
But he got set free at one point. He's like, I would let you thank me, apologize by licking the bottom of my feet, but I'm not wearing my sandals. I'm like, okay, dude, settle down. There's no need to like get weird with it on there. Other people besides, who was it? Mappa? We made the joke about how they like feet.
Yeah.
And then
Cloverworks.
Oh, Cloverworks likes feet. So I guess that Konosuba likes feet as well on there, something like that.
I think it was more of just a groveling thing. But yeah, we see lots of antics of Megumi trying to show them how it's done, basically to get a free night stay and some food.
Well, she already got the free night stay and food.
Well, I think it was like 2 days that she got.
No. Later, they're like, oh, you could stay a whole week or however. But they never told her initially she could only stay for one night. Like, stay here till you get back on your feet. Then she felt obligated to help. Mm-hmm. And then she was in the church, and my favorite quote from the entire series is like, oh my God, another Loli. Everyone's calling her Loli. She's like, if I hear one more goddamn person call me Loli, you're going to catch these hands. That is a quote from her. You're going to catch these hands.
Yeah, like a lolicon. And it's like, it's a good quote.
Well, then at one point he's like, the priest is like, yeah, you're Lolilicious or whatever. I was like, ugh, this is getting super weird. Like, yeah, I got some Megumi figures, but it's like, that's a little weird what the priest is saying on there.
Do you think Megumi is Lolilicious?
No.
I think you do.
I think it's just a great lineup of figures.
A normal person wouldn't have 8 Megumi figures.
Okay, you little furry. What? You're telling me, oh...
She used to be human.
Yeah?
She was tortured into that.
Oh, no.
Legitimately.
So...
She was a test experiment.
So now that she's a animal of some sort...
It's better than the blob that Mitty turned into, because those were the 2 options.
There were more options than that.
Literally, there were
yourself. End it all.
Neither of them can do that. Mitty was immortal until Reg came along. Spoilers.
You can still off yourself. It'll be like a heavenly delusion. Just
you haven't seen Made in Abyss.
What? Minnie was immortal?
Yeah.
What about that one then?
I'm fairly
she can still
certain
offer herself.
She is.
She can offer. What do you know about it? Besides that, the only other thing that happened, because we'll skip to our next thing, not a lot happened. It was basically a whole episode of like, let's stay in the city. Megumi gets basically talked to by the police during one of her scams.
Mm-hmm.
Union shows up as usual. They get out of the city. Megumi's given money for the carriage, whatever. And you find out towards the end that the priest is actually really overpowered because the demon shows up. She shoots something at the priest. He's like, spiritual protect, knocks it back. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's a lot stronger than we thought. And then the whole town chases the demon out. And that's what
Arnez. They do have a good quote from him where he's like, yeah, you're wearing a cloak like it's hiding something, but it hides nothing. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of cloaks in most
it's
animes.
true on there, yeah. But she gets away, the demon Arnis. And you see her later in like the last episode we watched when they're on that like carriage thing or whatever. And literally out of nowhere, she pops up. All these demons are popping up. It was pretty predictable that she's the one pulling the strings.
Mm-hmm.
And then Union's using all of our fire magic. Everyone's like, oh, Megumin's completely useless. Union's the best. Then it comes down to Megumin's got to defend everybody versus Arnis on there. You see her use her amazing explosion magic on here. Like, oh, Megumin really is the coolest on there.
And the intro song or insert song plays, the one for this season, which they have kind of played it a little, like quite a bit in certain parts.
I see the emotion.
I see why though. They're like, yo, we made a fucking banger. Where should we put it? Come on,
yo, use it
there. Put it there too.
Jimmy, play the song.
Yeah, it is a good song.
I mean, she wins the finals. Like, hell yeah, she was 100% ready to kill the cat again. Because Arnis takes the cat, Shimonosuke or whatever, rides away. Megumin's like, okay. Heavenly Fathers, it's like Union's like, hold the phone, don't shoot the cat.
What? He's my familiar. He's willing to be sacrificed.
To die for me. And it's like, you picked up a random cat off the side of the road, Megumin. You can't kill your cat.
You do get a cool shot that if you don't really pay attention, like it doesn't mean much. Because of course with Konosuba, like the not regular Konosuba, sorry, this one. There's a bunch of stuff from
on this world.
There's a bunch of references to the main story that we've seen, the 2 or 3 seasons that we have seen.
You don't have to. I feel like you could just watch this without watching any of the previous stuff. At
yes,
all. It's very much a standalone with connecting to the original.
Yes. One of the big things though is Arnis, while she's making this big fucking spirit bomb, let's be honest.
Pretty sure she said spiritual explosion, I think is what she said.
Union is praying to all of the gods, and then she finally
prays to Aqua.
And then there's a divine light.
Like literally they're outside the town, like a couple miles out, the light shining down on the town.
That light isn't a blessing that they got from her.
Yeah,
if you know,
it's Kazuma being dropped off in town
with Aqua. Yeah. That they've arrived in Axel, and it's like, oh shit, that's cool. If like, you know, you know.
Yeah,
it's like,
you got to be in the know, man. You got to watch other seasons on there.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. Cause I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure it's just them getting dropped off in the town. Like, oh, it's a blessing. It's like, nah.
Yeah,
I wonder if maybe her praying to Aqua is the one that then took, Kazuma, brought him in. I mean, there could be a whole overarching story with that.
We do have, like...
Also, we'll say, the Megumin real quick, when she gets done with the fight, coolest pose ever. And then she just falls down.
We do have 3 episodes left. I would assume...
Next one's getting in town.
Yes.
For sure.
I would assume the final episode is when
she meets the gang.
She meets Kazuma, because I think he runs into her first, right?
Correct. Well, I think at one point they run into each other in town. They don't see each other. Then they both get to the Adventurers Guild. Mm-hmm. And then that's when they formed a team, which is kind of sad. I was hoping they do like 2 seasons, but they definitely I thought they were just going to go straight from the school to the town. But now they obviously have done a few things. Because she originally went to the spiritual city water, and I need to go back and watch Konosuba because I wonder if Megumin actually said she has been there before.
I don't know if she mentioned it.
I don't know if she mentioned it.
She probably wouldn't want to mention it anyways, where it's like, yeah, I know these guys' tactics. How do you know that? I'm the one who did it. Like, she'd get her ass read.
No, I forgot. Remember that funny scene? They're leaving the town, right? And the priestess, like the second in command, is like handing Megumin. It's like, I don't know what I did to deserve this gift. And it's a whole bunch of flyers we're doing. The church
she fucking
yeets it right. Just smack. I really enjoy the show. I'm sad to see it's going to end in 3 episodes.
I wonder how the next 3 episodes are going to play out. Because clearly we know how it leads up to.
Arnis has to disappear somehow.
Well, she just died. That's what that was.
I want you to think.
I think that was it. I think.
Did you see a body?
No, but explosion magic don't leave bodies. Like, they did the whole special song and everything, too. Like, they got to kill her off, right?
I will say the other thing is, I'm pretty sure in the original season they did mention that, like, the church has the biggest hot spring, which brought in a lot of money for the people.
Oh, yeah.
And Megumin's the one that caused an explosion to make the largest hot spring.
Yeah.
They talk about how much money it costs to dig a few holes. And I was like, you guys could just dunk these holes yourself on. You didn't have to pay someone to do it.
They're lazy. What do you expect?
I expect more justice.
But, no, with this, I would assume within the next 2 episodes, right before the final episode, where clearly they're going to meet Aqua, Kazuma, and Darkness. The
next episode, they arrive at the front of town.
Mm-hmm.
The episode before that, they'll be walking around town. And the last episode will be Megumin running into the gang and rejoicing over her. She met a group.
Yes. I think specifically, though, within the next 2 episodes before that meeting, be vigilant in the background. We will most likely see those characters at some point in the background.
Yeah, which is going to be fun.
It's just going to be that moment where it's like, oh, and they may not even interact, which
it might just be a walk by and just a sorry and then whatever.
Yeah, and I think that's even kind of like some of the fun stuff where it's like,
oh, they might.
And then at the very end, they're totally going to announce a new season, right? They got to, right?
Yeah,
right.
Here's the Aqua backstory, the Darkness backstory.
No, I don't want any of that. I just
will
want
say,
the new,
out of all the
season.
characters, the one that everyone seems to enjoy is Megumin, probably the most.
Oh yeah, because she's like
she is the most.
Fun.
She's the most fun. Yeah, she probably has like the most real kind of personality reaction because no one acts like Darkness. No one really acts by like Kazuma. Kazuma's just that like, here's a really like perverted guy, and I'm like, it gets kind of old. And then Aqua's just kind of.
You wouldn't really even want to see any of Aqua's stuff because she was just up there reincarnating people. So it'd be kind of boring.
I wonder if like an original backstory before she became a goddess. They'll probably obviously do another season of Konosuba. Maybe some other background story.
I just hope they finally push through all of Konosuba. Just
finish it up. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure.
It's been a really long time.
I mean, I bought the Megumin stuff all in Tokyo, and there was a lot of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Well, look, Megumin statues are one of the best-selling statues, like, ever.
Nah.
So. No? You don't
I don't know. That Oshinoko one of Ai sold. It was immediately sold out 3 times in a row.
New.
Yeah. You know what else is new? The story in Dr. Stone. Listen, all you need about Dr. Stone is lady throws something on a string and they have the power to turn people to stone.
Yes.
Which is a huge, we did not think that's what was going to happen. Because what we predicted, I think when we looked, was just they're going to get to the island, get the platinum, come back, then run into the enemy. But they got to the island and they've 100% run into the entire enemy force.
Yes, but I don't think it's the regular kind of enemy force. It's
not their
ancestors that have taken advantage of.
Yeah, it's been 3,000 years. So, I mean, but it makes you wonder, how did they get the power to make the stone? Because this is the island that Sengoku and everyone else, his parents, like arrived on, right? So then that means someone else had to have come to the island at some point, right?
Possibly. Because
I wonder if that priest dude, the one with the purple and
either that, or at one point within those 3,000 years, there were a group of people that built up technology enough to go travel and find it. Because you even learn that they have a rule of like, oh, this technology is too advanced, destroy it. Their principle. Allowed to leave.
So I wonder if one guy owns the tech. I wonder if they just have like a random. I'm just trying to think.
Mm-hmm.
Because there has to be some people on the island that know, because there's already other bodies there that have been turned to stone that they mentioned.
Yeah.
So that must be the other people. Those must be the other people that found the technology, brought it back, and then one person just took over and turned everyone to stone. That's my guess.
Yeah, and definitely people who tried to leave at one point, that kind of thing. It's super interesting. It definitely adds a lot more pressure. Because even the build up to it, where it's like, hey, there's something on the sonar, go down and look. And then he's like, yeah, it's just bodies. Like, it's fine. And then it's like, well, this,
Well, no, that was just coral. And then they're like, oh shit, it's like actual bodies.
Well, it's only yellow hat dude. I forget his name. The one that's trained to be a sonar tech.
Yukio.
Yeah, he's
the arrow dude too.
Yeah,
which he made the cool shots. The only reason why I forget his name, the yellow hair one. He'd hopped off the boat to go looking, and then the captain saved Suka.
Ginro and who you said Suka.
Yeah, Suka. She got saved because Ryushi kicked her off the boat when the beam came out, and then the other guy survived because he was underwater, just out of reach. Because our boy literally shot an arrow, hit it, which I mean, I know he's a good shot, but Jesus Christ, that's like a small target. But the only other thing that's happened in the story is the girls enter a beauty competition, which is cool that Sengoku's like, yo, we need the science lab machine off the boat. And then they got it off the boat. That was a whole ordeal. I guarantee you that guy with the purple eyes, the black and purple, he's the only one with different eyes in the entire series, right? No one else has had.
Yeah.
Because everyone has like different color eyes, but his whole like getup is different. But he came out of being frozen because his back has like the stains that everyone else has, like the purplish, bluish. So he must be someone new that was that was unfrozen or whatever, or unstoned.
Unpetrified.
Yeah. So now it thickens where, okay, so everyone else on the island is the descendant, but this guy's been unpetrified, probably by whatever the actual king is. So I don't know who the actual king or whatever. I imagine he's some robot of some sort.
Yeah, and we get to meet the new character Amaryllis.
Yeah.
She's the realist, yo. Sorry. Yeah, she's an islander that her and her friends tried to escape. They were all turned to stone, and then she was the only one, like Ginro.
Well, she does give important
survived.
info of the way the beam travels. It's more of a chain reaction.
Yes.
And then Sengoku finally realizes, oh, she cut off her hair. She threw
Senku?
Senku. Through her hair, and now it stops. So now he mentioned there's 3 important things he found out. There is a source, it can be portable, and it needs a chain reaction, so it can stop.
And it's not the exact same beam as the original.
Correct.
Because it's too small.
Yeah.
Like the other one literally went around the entire
So I
world.
imagine what's going to happen by the end of the season, because we're on episode 9 right now?
Yes.
We have 4 more, because I think this is 13 episodes on there.
11.
Oh, what?
2 more episodes.
There's no way.
11 total. So we are.
Like, what's going to happen is they'll get in the palace, they'll meet the king, and they'll just give us a huge cliffhanger again. It's like, wait till next season, buddy.
Yep. Basically.
Well, we waited so many years for this one, though.
Not that long.
Too long.
It was like 2
I'm
years.
going to read ahead. We were just in Barnes & Nobles, and we read, like, we pulled out book number 14, and we still weren't in book number, or we were like halfway
13.
through
We were partway through
13. Book 14 we haven't even touched, and I think there's like 25 volumes, and I'm like, cool. So we're 3 seasons and 1 OVA in, and we still aren't even halfway through where the books are right now. I don't even think Dr. Stone's even done coming out.
I believe it's over.
Maybe. I mean, we could always talk about another day, but I descend. Resend.
Yeah, it is over 26 volumes.
26 volumes? Okay, I'm going to read ahead. As soon as the season's done, I don't care. I'm going to read ahead.
Finished March last year.
So I'm excited to see how that ends. It just sounds like the world they're in is utter hell. Hey, speaking of hell.
Hell's Paradise.
Okay, it was sad. I'll say it.
We have 2 episodes of this, 7 and 8.
Yep. It was very emotional. Tenza, I want to say we left off last time where Tenza and the girl, she's not on the list. If you want to look it up. They're on the beach.
Era guy?
Yeah. They're on the beach. He's like, oh, I'm going to take care of this girl. And then, like, his sensei, Shion, appears. They're talking, conversing, blah, blah, blah. And well, I should say, he went to fight this new demon thing. You find out that there is an immortality elixir.
It's like the Tenga holdover.
He's going to jerk off with a Tenga in order to live forever?
No, Tenga, not Tanga. Different. The immortal beings.
No, I was talking about, I said Tenza is the dude.
Yes, but the immortal person that he fought, they have a specific name that's like Tenga or something.
Well, I was getting insights. Did you find out there's an elixir, and those 2 like immortal beings that you saw that were kissing, they were both girls. I was right initially. They were both girls. And then one of them turned into a man. So when they get angry, they turn into a man for some reason.
Weird.
They can live forever via the elixir, but basically they still kind of need constant human sacrifices. The humans turn into flowers, and the flowers feed their immortality. So I wonder if there's a point when you just kill them enough that then they don't regenerate. That's what I'm getting from this. Like, there is a finite amount that they can live.
Yes.
So Tenza defends the gal, and then it was kind of an emotional thing because, you know, in his mind he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna marry this gal, maybe." Blah blah blah.
That was a little bit of the joke, which is very much a death flag.
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't know he was gonna die that soon because that thing popped out of nowhere. He cut it up, and then his sensei's like, "Oh, that was some crappy blah blah blah," because the sensei comes to help.
Sorry, Tenzin is what the immortal beings.
Okay, but the cool thing was Sensei shows up. You get a little bit of Tenza's backstory, or basically not quite an orphan, but his parents just didn't really care about him. Gets disciplined by his sensei, which again you're getting these flashbacks of like, oh yeah, this dude's done for. There was no way this dude's gonna live through this. And then he fights the monsters, gets 4 holes put in him, basically 1 in the chest, 2 kind of where his lungs would be, and 1 in the stomach.
Got absolutely bodied by what looks like a clown.
Yeah.
The hair is weird.
I think it was a cool design on there. He does do a final stand kind of fight thing while Sensei gets away, and it was even more emotional. It's like, just get one word out. Just get one word out. And he's got so much blood in his throat. He's like, and the Sensei's like, I understood. Let's go.
Yeah, it
sucks because they introduce him, they give him kind of a cool backstory, then immediately kill him.
Yes.
Which you haven't got with really any of the other shinobi, or not shinobi, the other like, what was it, the Yamada clan? I think is what they're all with.
Yeah. You do see the specific kind of might of those Tenzin, because even before that, the 2 lesbians, like the brothers walk up on them, and yeah, they both get absolutely fucked up and then dropped into a hole. So seeing that there's another one, and then we also meet this like baby version, which is literally what that girl is.
Well, not a baby. She's like a child. Like, not an actual baby, like a child
like
version.
8 or 9.
And then you meet Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy was in there too.
We do meet Groot.
But okay, so it confused me because they mentioned the others will arrive soon. So does that mean these other ones that have been wandering the island are going to arrive that we saw, or are we going to get new ones? Because I feel like we'll get new ones on there.
I have no idea. Well, there's 4 of them so far. 3 of them are the grown ones, and then we have the young child.
But then they do mention there are more that are coming, because there's no way she can take care of the whole... Well, not really take care of a village, because there ain't much to take care of on there. And another thing, so Yuzui Ria, the shinobi girl, I don't know what she drank, but she like knocks off the guy's glasses, like, I can't be seeing my secret technique, takes a swig of something, just profusely just gets slimy. And I was like, oh, I thought this was a crappy Chinese censorship that I saw online because someone put a picture up. And I was like, oh, yeah, she just literally looks like she's covered in cum. That's the easiest way I can say it on there. And then she wins the fight, and it's like, so you're not going to show us any of this.
No. She just gets a little wet.
As far as we know, there's not many people left alive, right? There's the samurai dude, the 2 brothers.
Well, one of the...
No, he's alive.
The brothers?
The brothers are both alive. He opened his eyes up down there. They're in the hole, but they're both alive. So that's 3. The little girl's alive, so that's 4. And then our boy, Gabimaru. And then Yuzuria. She's alive.
Yes.
That was like, what, 6 of them?
Yeah, there's not a lot.
And they went with what? Well, they went with 12, didn't they?
Yeah.
So half of them are dead. The other half are alive, confirmed. I mean, our blind dude admitted that, he killed the whore, which was kind of a waste because they didn't give her. I mean, there were a couple characters that were a waste, but it's understandable. You just want to kill them off because they were all interesting characters. So,
I think that's kind of the one problem with it. We still have other characters that are alive, though, right?
Well, no, I was talking specifically about the prisoners.
Prisoners-wise, that one captain-looking dude, the one who cut off his arm, we haven't seen what happened to him, right? They just haven't acknowledged.
Well, that's the samurai dude I was talking about.
Is he dead?
No, he's alive. He cut off his arm. but he's still alive.
Okay.
That we know. I mean, we haven't seen him in like 4 episodes.
Yeah.
So he's still alive, but they were just finding out about the big monsters because they haven't run into the actual like super strong monsters yet. But they do mention there's 3 layers to this whole thing. They got past the first one, which is a forest. Then there's the middle layer that they're in, and there's one more where the elixir should be. But they don't know if the elixir...
Hinzao, I think, is the second layer.
But they do mention, like, the elixir does exist. But I wonder if they're going to get the elixir, and the deal is as soon as you leave the island, you die. You can't survive off the island without the elixir. Because they do mention heavily that, like, you get turned into flowers, and the flowers support us.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if it's going to be a thing where no matter what, they're not going to be able to go back. But it still brings...
But we see Osa, who is the clan leader.
So I'm wondering how that works. So that's what I was going to say. Like, I don't know how that works. Because he's... Like, if I had to predict, I'd imagine you can live off the island. But if you lose a limb, you just won't regenerate. But you do have some regenerative powers.
Well, look, that dude put a sword through his skull, so...
So they can live off the island?
Yeah, I would assume.
But so far, the eyes of every single one you've run into are drastically different than the rest of the characters. So I wonder if he has some of the powers, but not all the powers of them. Like, he can't transform like they can.
I think
like
that they were born
Maybe he was born on the island and then moved off?
No, I think that those individuals were born versus he is a human that has acquired it. And those are the differences.
I thought those other ones acquired it too.
No, because they even don't refer to themselves as like humans. They say you humans. And I would just assume that they've been around basically forever.
When they mentioned some place like this town's been around for over 1,000 years, that's run down. There's a lot of mystery in the show, and we only have a couple episodes left to figure out all the mysteries.
This one has 13.
This one has 13, and we're on episode, what, 8? So I guess we do have like 5 more episodes to go.
Yeah.
Next episode, my prediction is prediction time. They'll stay in the city, obviously. They'll probably meet up with the rest of the people. I'm guessing everyone will meet up in this town within the next 3 episodes. Or around the town, right? For one big fight. And then it'll be the people in the town versus the stronger, immortal people. Because they do mention that they saw other towns there. So I wonder if the immortal people can stay on the middle of the island and go off, but they can't go further in.
I'm not sure. It definitely...
They have to meet up. That's my process. Like I feel like they all have to meet up for one huge fight.
Yeah. For me, there's this weird, like, direct line in the sand of none of our characters can kill them. So how...
Well, we don't know our boy yet with his fire technique. Maybe. I feel like there's got to be a limit to how much they can regenerate. Because I don't know why they would mention that the flowers give them power without that being important. Because
unless you burn all the flowers, but then at the end of the day, there's no immortality.
I mean, they'd have to burn down. No, unless the girl's in that one zone and they said there's only other people and you haven't met any other monsters. So I wonder if she's still alive because did she eat? She ate, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So I wonder if when you're not near the flowers, you don't have immortality or you're weaker. So I wonder if when they get away from the forest, because they mentioned that all of them were in the forest, but there's other people on their way back. So I wonder if they travel into the forest, scavenge for food, come back to the middle circle where maybe those characters don't have powers because they need to be so close to their source.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's this, like I said, weird line of, like, I don't know what to expect. You could sit here and theorize forever, but I don't even know what happens. Like, I'm assuming it's going to be something that we don't expect.
They're going to get to the middle of the island. There's going to be Senku right in the middle, just like, okay, boys, I created immortality. Revival fluid on there. I mean, what? 5 more? Well, I thought you were going to say something else after I said that on there.
No, I was going to talk about some dangers in my heart.
Add some dangerous territory. Da-da-da.
Your boy needs to take a hint. Ichikawa is very, very dumb.
Listen, he's never really had friends. He's never really had any
He
super
really
affection.
has someone who wants that fucking dick, and
They're middle schoolers. What do you want? They don't know what they're doing.
really, it has no problem actively acknowledging that this man like can't stop popping boners.
Well, no,
Which is fair. That's totally a middle school
schooler.
thing.
Yeah. What do you want about like? Oh, he can't stop. Well, it's biologically. You know, he has trouble on there. Just make sure you still are in frame when you sit up like that.
No, I am.
No, you're not. But we're gonna have to cut this dead space. No. So Ichikawa is reading the book that she gave him, which I completely forgot about till he opens it up. And it's literally a play from play how their relationship is. And then he like kind of finally realizes it and then gets distant with her.
Well,
and then
part of that problem is in the manga, it's not exactly the same. One of the key details.
It's very similar.
It's similar, but one of the
Very
key details is that like the character feels used, and that's not the case, which actually causes more problems for him when he thinks that he's just being
the boy always
used.
thinks he's being made fun of, and you know, Anna's over there like, yo, give me that dick, boy. Not like that. She just wants to hug. There was that point when he's like in his room, he's got the fever, he passes out without his shirt, and she's like, she was passed out. Puts him on the bed, which it's always funny because you see it, but she is significantly taller than him, so she just kind of puts him on the bed. I'm like,
Matt's
oh,
over
where's
there
this
like,
going?
it should have been me.
Damn it, it should have been me.
I want the big woman.
I do have a meme kind of playing for this.
Yeah, of course you do.
The most.
Of course you
Well,
do.
she's going to put his shirt on, gets one sleeve on, he just falls right to her chest, and that's when I was like, damn it.
It's a middle schooler.
If I was in middle school, that should have been me, damn it. But it was kind of cute because, like, then she holds him like, aw, and then she's sick the next day, and it's like,
Just a sore throat, but hey, she has that lozenge that his mama gave her.
conveniently gave it to her, which is also the candy that got them in trouble in the first place in the library, and she had it out, and then he's super worried about her, like, he goes to whisper in her ear, like, oh, the candy's still out, and then she, like, falls out of her seat, hits her head. The librarian's like, what happened over here? And they're both like, nothing happened over here. It's like, obviously someone hit their head.
Yeah, they learn or she draws on the blackboard like the
Well, you forget, before that she sat in her friend's
unsafe zone.
Yeah,
stuff.
she sat in her friend's lap, which is the only reason they drew it, and she grabbed her titties, and she's like, that's a no-no. And it's like, good on you. No means no. And then she draws the whole chart, and it was weird because it's like, side, like the outside of the thighs are okay, inside's not, and then like her belly's okay, and then like nothing else, and then her face. And then she never drew ears, and he's like, oh, I thought it was okay. 2 seconds after that scene,
she revises it.
no ears. And it's like, I don't know why you had to point this out, but okay.
Yeah, at least each cow is aware enough to be like, I did something bad.
I did something. Well, they also get like a whole seating arrangement. I mean, it's kind of a play-by-play, but everything was just so adorable because they get their seating arrangements done. And then you realize, I realized it before they even started it. I was like, oh, he's not going to be able to see past her next scene because Anna's in front to his right where the blackboard is. So like, imagine the blackboard's here and like he was sitting behind me trying to see. He can't see, and he's trying to go like, can't see. And then he has to kind of go up to Hara, and like, she's like, oh, you can look at my textbook. And you see in these 3 episodes, Anna's severely more jealous or territorial of him.
Yes.
It's like, maybe you should just go hang out with her more often. It's like, well, I couldn't see past you because you're tall. And rather than get the good seating arrangement where she sits next to him and Hara sits next to the weird pervy dude, they just put both the girls behind the boys. And he was like, this is the worst situation that could have happened.
Well, no, that's the other friend. That's
Yeah.
like, why?
We know what's funny? When Hara originally got moved, I don't know if you noticed in the background, our basically bald dude is over there like,
Oh, no, I didn't notice that.
yeah, it's a background thing. He's like moving around like he wants to sit next to Hara. I'm like, sorry, dude, I guess. Because I thought they were going to just switch the guys to be next to the love interest girls, and it just kind of didn't work out that way.
I mean, it makes sense that it is the way it is right now. You do see after them getting kind of distant, they finally reconcile right near the end, She literally does the Kabudan thing. It's like, talk to me.
Where are you going?
Yeah, and
They hug though.
yeah, they do hug, but they get embarrassed about it.
Well, she was crying. Then they hug. Then they're both embarrassed.
He really likes it. Come on now.
I mean,
he's
if you're
the right height. He's
if
like,
you're titty height, man.
yeah.
A quote from Improvised: "Yo, I'm titty height. My life is great." It's like, you know what, brother? You're right. Except in Tokyo, he was normal height in Tokyo, kinda. Actually, not really, because that bear was still bigger than him. There was a stuffed bear that was like bigger than he was on there.
It's my fridge magnet.
Sorry, Improvise.
Yeah.
Also, he's got a thing for Yamada's mother. Anna, that's what I started. Well, some people call her now because they're on first name basis. Her last name's Yamada. Her mother was there for the teacher conference. This is a small key thing. He's like, yo, I see where she gets her looks from. I was like, settle down, boy. Settle down. And the mom's like,
literally referring to,
well, it was at the face when they were zoomed in there.
His specific line was like,
no, it was when he was looking at her face when they said that.
No,
you're wrong.
Listen, I'll pull up the scene.
Pull it up, Bob. Pull it up.
I can't pull it up right now, but
that's what she said. But when they're sitting next to each other, and she's like, Anna, legs, and she's fixing her legs, and then
the mom,
and then Ichikawa's mom is fixing her legs. She's like, posture, and they're both fixing their posture. And I was like, man, everyone's just so timid on there. Like, listen, I thought she was gonna get some at the house when it's like, yeah, my mom's not home. She works part time. Yamada's in my house, and the boy just had to pass out. That was his chance.
Japanese colds have to be the craziest thing ever. Like, imagine having a cold like that. If you had a regular cold that severe, someone would be like, God, we got to take him to the hospital. Like, something's really wrong. And
I'll be real. I had pretty bad COVID. And I only went because, like, my boss was like, you should go to the hospital and get checked. I was like, no, I'm fine.
Yeah.
We're Americans. We're tough.
We're afraid of the medical bill.
Japan, it's like, I'm just going to pass out. It's an easy trope in anime. You're tired. You got the cold. And
I think it's a legitimate thing. There's something about their colds there that are
I wish you could buy
severe.
those cold packs here.
Yeah.
Because I saw them when I was sick in Osaka. I could have bought one of those, but I was like, I'll be fine on there. I will say, if you show a pharmacist a picture in Japan of what you want, that dude ran so fast to get me what I need, because we haven't told this, because we need to re-record it. In Osaka, Improvise was like, what's cold medicine? Because it's obviously all in Japanese. Improvise walks up to the pharmacist, Justus, and does this. Cough medicine. And the guy's like, no English. Improvise is like, points to me. And the pharmacist is like, okay, starts walking over. And I start going like, oh, because I was like kind of really sick at that point. The pharmacist is like, fucking walks over, hands me like 3 things. He's like, hey.
It works, man.
It works,
like,
man.
If you have a picture showing that to them, they're...
The second day we went in, I had a picture, and the pharmacist was like, I don't know what he said, but it sounded like he was trying to ask me if I was better because he recognized me from the day before, which dumbfounded me because it's a real busy pharmacy when we were in there. And then he saw me buying more cold medicine until finally I just showed him pictures. I was like, that's the same place I got stuff that covered my tattoo.
Yeah.
But besides that, it was a lot of fun, man.
Anime colds are crazy. That's all.
Yeah, I keep saying, sounds like you're saying cults.
Colds. Sorry.
Anime cults are real crazy out there.
I mean,
Yo, Boku no Hero for life. You would join a cult. Fruit Baskets cult?
No. I wouldn't join a cult.
You want to join a cult?
I almost joined an MLM, but that's for
another MLM.
Multi-level network thing.
Wow, you scam artist. You know who's not a scam artist? Iwakaru from Skip and Loafer.
Hey,
it's adorable. They went to a zoo, and you finally see. I knew it. I said it the whole time. They confirmed it. That okay, now I gotta pull her name up here. Mitsumi's aunt is actually what? Nao-san? Oh, sorry, I think you were correcting me on her name. Does cross-dress, but I don't think identifies. Not that it matters, but it was
I think they're legitimately trans. Because at one point there is even the thing of like, remind them and let the parents know that I have been, am biologically male down there.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think they just like the cross dress a lot. I was happy for.
I think they're legitimately trans.
Agree to disagree. I like that now
that's
was.
What people were saying.
Agree to disagree. I liked how now was like, I'm off on a date. I was like, no, it's kind of adorable. And then obviously, Mika was going down too. And I like Skip and Loafer because it reminds me of, oh my God, Akabe Sailor Uniform. Of like, you get individual stories that fix everybody's problems individually, and they're all different in a different way. Like, technically, you haven't learned about Sosuke's real problem he's having. You just found out about it, but Yuzuki's problem was she was a little too popular in her last school, or like she was too high class, I guess, and no one liked her, but she found real friends. Mika has problems making friends because she gets jealous, but they kind of fixed it this time. Makoto is not popular at all, so she never made friends with popular people because they thought they hate each other. And then, what's her name? Tokiko, the vice president, which would have been class president, but she lost, which was kind of sad. She was always too busy with stuff. So it's nice that we've gone, this is episode 8 or 9 that we finished on? 9. It's nice just to see, everyone working together, having a good time. I don't know how else to describe it besides it's nice to see the story change.
Yes. You do see certain kind of character developments as well with specifically Mika, the redheaded one.
Yeah, she's the one that doesn't get along super easy.
Yes.
My goal in high school is to get a really good-looking, popular boyfriend.
Yeah, and that, like, she's overly self-aware of her own actions, because she is quick to judge, but those judgments are a little
hitting close to home.
Yeah,
listen. She's a stalker, man. When they were both at the zoo.
So's the aunt.
It was funny at the zoo because they're both stalking. It's like, oh, you're keeping an eye on Sosuke, aren't you? It's like, oh no, I just happen to be here. It's like, I'm Nao-san, her aunt, and it's like, here's my ID. And it's like, oh, that was
said uncle at the time.
Yeah, uncle, because he was in the dress as a man on there. But it was like cool to see because he's getting all pissed off when like they're getting too close to each other on there, and it was. But you do learn that his past, Sosuke's past, might be a little darker. It's like I have a little brother. He's age 3, and it looks like while he was doing stuff,
parents definitely remarried, and they want less to do with him.
I don't know if they remarried or he was busy being popular on TV shows, and they just kind of threw him there, and they could have one normal kid. Because you never actually see his dad or mom yet, so you don't know for sure who's what.
Yeah.
It seems like he's very uninvolved in his little brother's life, or just doesn't see him too often. But I do love that now Chan was like, oh, let's get you dressed because you know nothing about fashion as usual. And she's like, maybe he's going to take advantage of her. Because she's thinking Sosuke is going to like, I just want to do it with a country bumpkin and then abandon her on there. And it's like, fair enough if you're super protective on her. And she's like, maybe I should let you dress yourself just to kind of save her. But at the end, he does dress her up how she should, like in an okay outfit, like a Where's Waldo kind of outfit.
I mean, she's a stylist, so
yeah,
like, yeah, of course they know.
Well, I know, but I was saying like she didn't dress her up too much, just enough to kind of make her look good, but not too good, so Sosuke won't take advantage of her. But that's not the kind of man Sosuke is. And then
he also wore a panda themed thing.
He's like, I got the panda sleeves. It's like, okay, and to me that's just a baseball tee, but whatever.
Yeah, it was adorable though.
I mean, even when they're on the train, finally Nao-san and Mika realize, okay, maybe they are meant to be with each other, Sosuke realizes that she's tired and kind of wants to go home, but she doesn't want to go home because she doesn't want to ruin it for Sosuke. And Sosuke's like, oh, we'll just come again.
Yeah.
I love this show, man. The show is nice.
I've warmed up to the show a bit more.
You just hate rom-coms. Because you'll never have it.
Cruel man.
Unless you know someone that's Nao-san.
No.
So you'll never have this kind of show. Plus, we're graduated, so we're never going to be back in school.
We do also see the childhood friend
Yeah, which is Fumio. Fumino?
What? Fumino? Sorry.
Yeah, she's like, Fumi! And it's like, oh.
No. His childhood friend.
Oh, sorry. Well, they were both childhood friends.
Yeah,
what do you want
sorry.
from me, man? You got to specify.
I was trying to find her name.
A second redheaded bitch shows up.
Yes.
And she, long story short, she was an up-and-coming, like,
Yumita.
Yeah, she was an up-and-coming actress. And, like, she got drugged to a party by Sosuke. And then they thought she underage drank. And then she fought back on the internet. And it's like, she got canceled. It's like, welcome to the internet, man. I heard
Look, at least she made it out better than some. I watched last week's episode for us to talk about that.
I never added the stuff to the bottom of that. Just said it got dark.
Yeah.
I heard that the Japanese are a lot more cruel on the internet than
they are.
Americans are like, yo, you suck. Japanese are like, nah, you did one wrong thing, canceled.
Yeah, you looked at this character or person too long. You should just end it all.
I think the Japanese know how I stand on the internet. You know, back-to-back World War champs.
Wild.
The Enola Gay is still in the museum, just saying.
But yeah, the show is moving along.
Well, I'm trying to
slow but nice.
Is she still gonna torture Sosuke? I feel like at the end she's gonna let Sosuke go, seeing that he's happy. She's in a good spot again, because she said she got re-popular again. She has photo shoots every day.
Well,
she's still like forcing Sosuke to do stuff. She's like, hold my hand because you owe me, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and I think the problem is because the episode finished on their class for the school festival is doing a play. And it was like, uh-oh. And I don't think he can really do anything based off of her rules in ways of entertainment like that.
Maybe it's if he goes into the spotlight again, people find out about maybe the underage drinking or...
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
See, we can't say anything because in America, underage drinking is just a common thing, man. It's...
Yeah, I would assume it is over in Japan too, but...
I don't know if it's as common. Fair, you can just hit a button that says you're over 20 and boom, you got beer.
Yeah. So it's probably...
Here in America, they're like, let me see your ID, you little shit. It's like, oh, McLovin? Okay, you're old.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Next week will be the C list. I don't remember what's on the C list, but we should have the news is coming back this week. And then I have another Jeopardy video that we never got the first one out, but there will be some YouTube shorts of it. But I will have a Jeopardy video, not next week, but the week after. Maybe it should be out. I don't know. I got to figure out what day I want to put it out on there. Yeah. But for anybody that doesn't know, I'm going to the MoinCon tomorrow. Not that there's too many anime things there, but I'm going to see if I can see some of the voice actresses and voice actors that are there. And then we already announced we're going to AI, right?
No, but hey, we're going to Anime
Iowa. Woo! And we will have way more footage there. So I'm going to have GoPro stuff. At least when we're outside.
Yeah.
Because that's on a recording area.
All right. That's about it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
Like, subscribe, follow Justus's OnlyFans. That's all you got to say? You're not even going to comment on the OnlyFans? Justus got a dummy thick ass for subscribe.